White Trash Hero, Flip Gordon here. Now before I do this little intro, I just wanted to say I wish you nothing but the best of luck with your new podcast. All right. Now be kind, be courteous, because I'm not the best at this, but I'm going to try my best. Hey guys, please share and subscribe to Talkin' Trash Radio, as well as follow them on their Twitter account at Talk Trash Radio. Hope that works for you, man. Again, wishing you nothing but the best.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Trash Radio. Today is a very special day. Today we're going to be doing our very first one-on-one interview with Pittsburgh's own Brandon K. Now, Brandon K has been around for over 2+ decades. I'm excited for you to get to know him if you don't know him. He's a great guy. So with that, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Hey, welcome back to Talking Trash Radio. It's me, the White Trash Hero. Today, I'm with Pittsburgh wrestling legend, Brandon K.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm tired.
You look tired.
I am very tired.
Long week?
Yeah, Rise will take it out of you.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to take an old man nap when you go home.
Yeah.
Alright, so today we're going to have a one-on-one conversation with Brandon. Brandon's been wrestling for over 20 years. He has been pretty much on all the major wrestling promotions, WWE, TNA, NWA, all the local wrestling around here with PWX, Rise Wrestling, of course. So, get right into it.
All right.
So, you've been around for over 20 years.
Yes.
Now, according to my homework I have here, you had your first match on November 29th, 1998, but I think that's incorrect.
That is incorrect. Yeah, you probably got that from Cage Matt.
Yeah, Cage Matt.
.net or whatever. That's a good site. I like it, but it's as it pertains to me, it's very inaccurate. It only has really my Pittsburgh stuff in there, and I think it only lists me at like 300 matches, and like I had that. Like
you had that like the first 2 years.
Yeah. So like it's missing a lot of stuff. So that's incorrect too. My first match was January 10th, 1998.
And that one again, Country Boy Chris?
No, it was a Berg Brawl.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks later, I had a couple matches before that gimmick reveal of First Class Brandon K. I wrestled a 6-man with Vince Caplack and Sean Evans, two real legends in Pittsburgh, and Lord Zoltan, another legend, Shirley Doe, another legend, and Doink the Clown. So I was in there with a lot of good talent in my first match, and it was just 30 minutes of me getting the crap kicked out of me. But it was good. They took care of me, and I had a real good time. And then after that,
well, what was the outcome of that match? Did you win your first one?
No. No, I got beat up for a while and then lost.
Okay.
But after that, I don't know the date. So I apologize, but probably 2 weeks after that, because PWX ran every 2 weeks back then, I wrestled Chris in my first singles match.
Okay. Tell me about that night.
That's a scary night for me. It took a lot of work to get there, and when I got there, I had this gimmick that was totally not me. But I had fun with it, don't get me wrong. But it was not me at all. It was this whiny, rich boy who always had to say his mom and dad helped him do stuff, So it was really good heel heat.
Wait, time out. Was it mom and dad or mommy and dad?
It was mommy and dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to say mommy and daddy.
Because mommy and daddy is kind of way more pretentious than mom and dad.
Yeah. I feel like it was a rib on me this whole Let's see what he'll do. But it was fun, and it got a lot of heel heat. And but I was scared to death because I had to cut a promo, and it was like 5 minutes. It was like 30 times longer than the match ended up being. And I was very shy dude, when I first started this. And being out there for like probably the third time, but having to talk and have all the focus for the first time on me, that's scary. But I got through it. I thought it went real well. And then Chris came out and cleaned my clock.
He cleaned your clock, tore it apart, decaled it, and then put it back together.
He sure did. About a minute that match lasted.
I love Chris. Chris is a good guy.
One of the best guys in the business.
If you guys don't know who Country Boy Chris was back then, or his later gimmick, Clubber Corbellic, the man was a beast in the ring. He was about 450 pounds.
Yeah.
He moved like he was a 200-pounder.
Yeah. Once you got that train moving towards you for that splash, you were scared.
Yep.
You're like, oh no.
But outside the ring, big cuddly teddy bear. Inside the ring, a killer Kodiak bear.
Yeah, that's Chris.
So that's cool. I mean, I'm assuming you didn't win that.
No. No, I don't even think I got to move in.
So cage match completely don't have all your matches. If you were to do a ballpark rough estimate, how many you have done in your career? How many you think? 1,000?
Yeah, probably at least. I don't know.
Maybe a little more?
Probably. It's hard to tell because like I was very active for the first probably 5 to 7 years of my career, which you can't get that off cage match, but I was wrestling like 3-4 times a week, for a long time. So I don't know. It's a lot. I wish I'd have kept track, and anybody that's young and watching this, I highly suggest you keep track of your stuff. I never did, and I regret it. I don't have there's people that know more about my career that kept better track of my career than I did.
It was a lot different compared to now, compared to back then. We were tape trading.
Yeah.
We had, if you wanted to talk to a promoter and try to get booked in a new territory, you had to send them a tape.
Yeah, big old VHS tape.
A lot different now. There was a lot more hands-on work that you had to do to get your name out there compared to grabbing a camera, putting it on YouTube, and thinking you're cool.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to talking track. All right, so let's move on a little bit here. So we got your very early gimmick of a crybaby, whiny, self-entitled heel.
Brat.
Let's talk about how that evolved over your 20-plus year career. So from there, you got with your kayfabe cousin.
Yeah, Vince Caplack.
And how did that come about?
Well, I did that gimmick, the first class thing, for a little bit. Not long. We wrestled in my hometown, so they made me a baby just for the night, and I got an enormous reaction that night. And the next time we went back to the arena in Pittsburgh, Eastland Mall, I was scheduled against a heel, and I'm like, Samu, you know Samu. I was like, am I a baby in this? He said, yeah, brother, you're a baby now. And I was like, son of a bitch. I was really having fun with that gimmick. And he's like, but you're you're young, you have a different look than everyone, you're kind of a pretty boy. All the little girls are screaming for you. We're gonna roll with that, keep you a baby. They put me with Vince. They already had the idea of putting me with Vince before I started. That's where the K came from. They were gonna make me his brother. And I don't know. I think Vinny didn't like that idea, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. I want some greenhorn taking my name, and he hasn't proved himself yet. He's like, why don't we do a cousin? We'll do cousin. I was like, shit, now I'm stuck with this K. It don't make any sense. But it worked out. We did a really successful tag team for about a couple years after that.
Right.
And being under Vinny's tutelage changed my character completely. Vinny's a nut.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so quiet and low spoken. And then when he walks out, like something clicked in his brain, and he was just a madman.
Vinny Caplack taught me a lot in the locker room. He taught me how to be humble.
Yeah.
But he taught me how to let go of all your worries and inhibitions, go out and entertain.
Yeah, he was one of the best ever at it. I'm telling you. I'm not just saying that. Like, I was so fortunate to get to tag with him in my first year because I just learned so much about how to work a crowd because of Vinny.
Well, speaking of Vinny, if you happen to be watching this video, we would love to have you come back.
Come back.
Come on back. Come back.
Still looks great. I see his pictures on Facebook. The guy's always in shape.
The guy looks like he can go an hour in the ring right now.
Yeah, he's like a vampire.
I think that, maybe you can get with your kayfabe cousin and be like, yo, come back.
Yeah, I'll try, but I don't know. I've tried before.
So from there, after having a good tag team run with Vinny, you kind of started breaking away into like more of a well-known singles run.
Yeah.
From there, you worked a lot of different territories. You worked up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
You even had dark matches with TNA and WWE. Tell me a little bit about those.
What's the best stories to tell? Because most of the time I did dark stuff, like, it wouldn't be exciting. Nobody really knew who they were.
Let's talk about the very first dark match you've done on that level. So, obviously, you're young. You've never been on that level before. Tell me about the day that you got the call. Who called you, what they say, and what did you think?
The Fed called Jim Miller out at PWX and said, we need 4 guys to come up. And I got the call, and I couldn't believe it because I was so young in the business at the time. I've already been on Raw at that point, that famous Undertaker thing it gets on Facebook every couple of years. But
You were a cop.
I was a cop, yeah. But this would be the first time I was going to be maybe on the show. You were just always on standby when they called you up as an indie worker. And we got up there, and somebody had to work Papi Chuo, which you guys would know him as SS Rios later, and Lita. And they're saying it was me, Quinn, Crusher, and I think Boomer, but I can't try. So they're like, any of you guys like work lucha? And I'm like, of course, it has to be me. Everyone else is giant that's here.
Yeah, let's talk about both three real quick. Boomer Payne, who is 260 pounds.
Yeah.
Looks like a little bowling ball back then.
Yeah.
Crusher Hanson, 70 pounds, UK?
He was big. Like, I don't
He was
know.
a big,
He's a
bulky
big,
guy.
broad dude back. He still is.
He looked like
but-
a wall.
Yeah.
And then you got Quinn Magnum, who was 285 pounds.
Yeah.
None of those guys were going to be working loose.
No, I lucked out.
So you drew the short end of the stick. Or maybe
No, I
you
was
won.
glad. Yeah, being a little turd got me
Yeah.
that shot that day. And the problem was when I went out to talk to him, he didn't speak any English.
how'd that work out?
That sucked. Lita was our translator, and she seemed like she just hated that job. Like she was real shitty for a long time, and like she'd roll her eyes all the time every time Poppy said anything, and like he got frustrated too, and he would try to just talk to me, and he'd say words like, suplex, as we're walking through it. I'm like, that don't make any damn sense. She's like, oh, he means arm drag, and it was just like a big ordeal. I'm like, son of a bitch, this is gonna be tough, right? Because I'm not a lucha wrestler anyway. I studied it, and I just didn't consider myself a lucha wrestler at the time. I got to work a luchador in front of like 30,000 people. My first time on doing something like this. I was scared, but it went really well.
So your feet were at the fire, you went out, and you were walking down the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Try to think about, get back into your head back then. What were
It
you
was
thinking?
tough. I remember coming down and we're like, who the hell is this guy? Nobody cared. And, which expected, who the hell was I? Nobody at the time. I got in the ring, though, and I remember just telling myself, if you do anything in this match, just look out and remember this view. And look it up and seeing all these people looking down at you in that ring.
Right.
It was surreal, it was really humbling. And it kind of juiced me. I'm like, yeah, I can do this.
How was the crowd? Did they get into the match?
They did. But yeah, it took a little bit. We started out fast, and they started getting into it. And then he started hitting some big moves that I was kicking out of. And I remember he hit me with a powerbomb. I don't remember much about the match. I remember, like, bits and pieces. I remember he hit me with a powerbomb, and when I kicked out, I got a huge pop off of it. And then they started really getting into it by the end. And we started on these fast spots and things. Lita hit me with her Rana. They used to do tandem moves, and I can't remember the order, but I think Poppy hit me with the Rana, then Lita hit me with the Rana, and then Poppy hit me with the moonsault, and the match was over. And then Lita got up and popped the crowd and hit the moonsault, and it went real well. I got to the back. She was happy as hell, so maybe she's having a bad day. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody got him.
Yeah. But I was pretty excited about it. It was fun.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that one's in Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Okay.
Joe Louis Arena.
Any good road stories driving up there with you four?
Probably. I don't remember any of them. I remember Detroit being, no offense, Detroit, a real shithole. Like there was no signs for anything. We couldn't find our way through. And we went down this one road, and it was literally like church, pawn shop, gas station. Church, pawn shops, gas the whole way down the road. It was like the Twilight Zone. It was weird.
Well, it sounded like you had a really great first dark match.
Yeah.
And then
was
from
fun.
there, your name got out there.
Yeah. I started going down Wildside in Nashville and things like that, and got on TNA for a while. I got hurt on a TNA show.
Okay. Want to
Yeah.
talk about that?
Sure. I mean, I think it was around 2003. It was right before Kurt Hennig died, because he died not long after that. He was our agent. And we was working on these. Me and Sigler were working these guys called the Kingpins, and they were big dudes. Like maybe 350, 400-pound guys. And like, we got this one move. I'm gonna backdraw him. He's gonna swanton you. Well, that sounds rough, but all right. You guys are, you're here. You're professionals.
Right.
You know what you're doing. Got out there, and in like 45 seconds of the match, they call that spot, and we still have like a 10, 20-minute match. I can't remember. It was a long match. Not long, but longer than a minute.
Longer than what you would think.
Yeah, it wasn't a squash or
Right.
nothing. It was back and forth. And they hit that damn move, and they cracked my sternum with it. Guy hits me. I thought he punctured my lung. But I just remember I couldn't breathe. I thought he punctured my lung, and I tagged Sigler in early, and I got back into the match, but it was a rough match.
For those who don't know who Kigler is, he's a well-known Pittsburgh wrestler going by the name of Dirk Kigler.
Yeah, one of the best ever.
And Dirk, if you're out there you go. All right, So
They got fired for that, by the way.
they got fired for hurting you?
They got fired for hitting, like, because they went and tried to hit, like, 5 finishers in the first 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Because they were trying to get their crap over.
Yeah, they were trying to get their shit in.
Right.
But they got fired. I don't know whatever happened to them after that. I never seen them again after that.
Okay. Well, how did you finish the match? Did you tag out and you were done, or did you?
No, I got back in. Yeah, after I got my wits about me and realized I wasn't dying and I was just in a lot of pain, I got back in. I wasn't going to waste that opportunity to...
How bad was it? Like, how bad was the injury when you got back?
It was. I had a crack down, like, just right down in my sternum. And it was tough. I was out for a while after that.
Well,
Not a long time, but, long enough.
That's why a lot of people, and I'm not blowing smoke up your honey hole, but a lot of people do say you have one of the biggest hearts in Pittsburgh wrestling.
Yeah, they about broke it.
All right, so basically from there, let's go in a little bit further into your career.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're young, you got your name out there, you got some momentum going with your career.
Mm-hmm.
You started, you had the idea to start your own promotion in Hermitage, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And what was the name of that?
No Limits Wrestling.
All right, so tell me a little bit about No Limits. Where did the idea come from? Who did you talk to about it? Who was involved, and what happened?
It was the stupidest idea I ever had. That's what it was. I was way too young in the business to think I should be able to run a promotion. It's not a hobby. When you're doing this, it's a business. And if you don't approach it like that, it'll fail.
Okay.
And that's what it was. I approached it like a hobby. I just wanted to play with my new toy, and run my own thing because I loved wrestling so much, And it failed. The first 2 shows were real good. A lot of people didn't. We were in DeVito Park once and New Stanton, Greensburg, one of the hotels, and they both drew really well. And then a promoter asked me, "Hey, why don't you run Hermitage for me?" He didn't want to do the venue. I should have freaking picked up. There's probably a reason. And that venue's just, no matter how much we advertised, no matter how many things we handed out, we could not draw there to save our life.
I remember that venue. It was in a library, wasn't it?
I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure it was at the library in Hermitage.
Probably.
It was a little building, and the only thing I remember was when I worked down there, you came, and making probably a bad idea at the time, you put me, Kid Cupid, and Boomer Payne in a table, ladders, and chairs match.
Yeah, see, there's that good booking right there.
I'm telling you. You got Kid Cupid at 450 pounds. Me, I was probably about 400 pounds, and you had Boomer Payne, the leggings of everybody, at probably 2.
That's probably his dumb idea.
Maybe.
I'm going to guarantee it, that.
And I do remember a whole lot of pagan bikers down there who came.
Yeah, it was a weird place. And then when it didn't draw well, I didn't have the stamina in me to care enough to keep it going,
Right.
Because I was a stupid kid.
How many shows did you end up promoting down there?
Down there, I don't remember. We stuck with it for a little bit. I didn't just quit, but it didn't. Maybe 5 down in Hermitage and 2 up the other place. It was only like it was quick.
Well, I did. One of my followers, John Pagano, did send in a question for you about what did you learn or what did you take away? What was the most challenging thing starting your promotion back then compared to now? And what was the most rewarding thing that you got out of running your promotion back then compared to now?
Back then it's easy to start a show. It's easy to run a show, and you can tell that, no offense, by all the promotions that are popping up all over the place. It's not hard to get your license to run a show. It's super hard to do it correctly and well as a business. Most of these promotions, and I'm not talking about no one in particular, just they're hobby promotions, and that's what happened to me when I ran No Limits. It was a hobby promotion, and I learned over the years why it failed. One, I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the experience in the business to make it successful. I didn't have the drive. I wanted to be a wrestler. I was a wrestler playing promoter at the time,
Right.
And now I'm a promoter who dabbles in wrestling, So there was nothing rewarding for me back then. It was just a big pain in the ass. Versus today, where I had a successful real estate run. I run businesses, I help my wife with her business and whatever. I know how to. I don't say I know how to run a business, but now I'm more business-minded.
You're a lot better off now than compared to when you were 20 years old.
Yeah, I got the knowledge of 21 years of being in the business, and plus other things that I've done in my life to approach it way, way differently, It wasn't about, at first it was about giving the young guys a place to wrestle, and then they shined. They shined like you wouldn't believe, and they turned this into something pretty cool,
Well, let me ask you a question here. So, let's fast forward to Rise Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the day that it popped into your head about, you know what? I'm going to give it the old college try one more time. I'm going to run my own promotion. I'm going to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you, and how did it all come about?
I don't know where I was. I knew that my time in the ring is very limited at this point. Bumps and bruises, everything's just catching up to me. You were there. We wrestled a very hardcore style for a long time in the beginning of my career, and now all that stuff, that stupid shit we did, catching up to me.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to quit the business, and I always appreciated PWX for having a place where I could hone my craft and get better all the time. Like, we were there 4 or 5 days a week, and I wanted to do that for this new generation coming up. Like, there's places, but there wasn't really so many politics and so much crap, and nobody just focuses on the art of wrestling.
Right.
And I wanted to create a place for those guys so they could just come in worry free and focus on getting better, and hopefully they can move on. That's what Rise. And I was like, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to create a place like that. I'm going to try to stay out of all the bullshit. Even though bullshit follows you, no matter where you go in this business, I try to stay out of it. I just want to run this company, and I wanted to do it for these guys. But like I said before, they turned it into something bigger than a rookie promotion. It's now its own full-fledged brand.
Right.
And now we have another Uprise show. That's the rookie. That's like the next,
They went like the PWL back in the day.
Yeah. It's like the next evolution of Rise, because we're always trying to give guys places to get better. Well, these guys accomplish that task. They continue to get better and they continue to work. But there's all these other guys now. They don't got nowhere to go.
Right.
So we've got 2 brands going here.
So how quick was it from the time that you started the promotion to getting the school up and running? Was it pretty much neck and neck?
Yeah, that's one of the things. I have a real passion to teach, and one of the reasons I wanted to run a promotion and have my own building was so I could run my school.
So, did you have a lot of students coming in at the first time? How did you advertise? How did you get the advertisement out there to, hey, come on down to learn how to be a wrestler?
A lot of word of mouth. I taught for the PWX school for a very long time, and some of the guys coming out of there, like Lee Moriarty, Duke Davis, Avil David, really successful guys coming out of there, helped my reputation go up as a teacher, and the word of mouth got out. I hung posters, I put the word out, but we got students pretty fast. We've been pretty constant since, too.
Well, let's plug the school a little bit. If I'm a young, up-and-coming guy who wants to get into wrestling, well, not young up-and-coming guy, I'm a guy. If I'm a young guy who wants to be an up-and-coming wrestler and I have no way to figure out how to get involved, how do I contact Rise?
You can go to our website, www.risewrestling.com, Rise with a Y,
R-Y-S-E?
Hit the contact form. You can just message us at strongholdwrestling@gmail.com. Stronghold Wrestling Academy is the name of the school, Just contact us. We set you up on an evaluation. You come in, and we take a look at you,
Okay.
It's all here.
Can I apply?
Anybody can apply. I'll take anyone. And
You don't want me. I'm too old and broken down.
I believe in giving everyone a shot at their dream,
Well, that's the thing, I know when I broke in, you called me, I was 380 pounds at the time, I was a slob. I mean, I'm still a slob, don't get me wrong. That's where the whole white trash hero came from. But if I knew then what I knew now, I would have really tried to better my career and try to get my name out there and become more of what my dream was in my head compared to what it was.
Yeah, it's tough when you first get in this business because it beats you down mentally and physically,
So any young people out there, if you do want to get into wrestling, treat it like a business. Your body is going to be your calling card. You need to take care of yourself, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally, because the business is going to wear on you.
It's a brutal son bitch.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about some good stuff here.
All right.
Your students. You got a lot of good young students who are now established professional wrestlers for Rise.
Yeah.
Talk about some of them. Who are they? How did you come about? And tell us a little bit about their gimmick backstory.
Ooh, that's tough. I got a lot of students that came through.
Scary. I mean, we don't want to leave anybody out, obviously, but
Yeah.
I will name some for
Why
you.
don't you name a couple? That way I don't feel like I'm shortchanging anyone that's working hard.
All right. Well, let's start with one of the guys you talked about. One of the guys who I have a lot of respect for because I've seen him bust his ass, not only in the ring, but after the show, cleaning up when he doesn't have to be. Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, what a perfect student. I don't say that lightly. I wouldn't say that about anyone, really, except Lee, because I know it won't go to Lee's head. Lee's the most humble guy in the business that's so talented. I don't think he understands how talented he is,
Yeah.
and that's great.
I
You
don't
know,
want him to.
Because
realize.
he's always in that mentality is, I gotta get better, I'm going to get better, I'm going
Right.
to get better, I'm going to do this better, I'm not very good at this, I'm going to do better, you know? That's the right mentality, and he's never not showed that. Like, he's never acted like he was the best in the ring at the time, and he is. He's really good. He's too good for Pittsburgh, you know? He needs to get out there. He needs to be seen by the bigger companies and have those shots because he can do well. He will shine, you know? He's a great guy, and I just remember the first time he came in, he was super quiet. He asked about the school. He made up his mind, I think, before he even got there, because he'd been watching me and Crusher's career already, and he kind of checking in on us, doing his homework. And, you know, from day one, he was just first guy there, last guy out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He has a genuine love for this.
And he's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, he's
and a hell of a
phenomenal.
guy. But Lee, I'm telling you what, you know, your bigger and better things are coming your way other than Pittsburgh. And when you do get to that next level plateau, don't lose your humbleness. Because if you do, Brandon K will find you and he'll put a boot in your ass.
I'll beat you.
Tell us about your tag team division.
It's going really good. My booker, Marcus, has got a passion for tag team wrestling, so he's really taking the time to make it something special at Rise. A lot of promotions over the years, tag team's kind of an afterthought. Here, it's one of our. We have 2 titles, and that's one of them. You
Okay.
know? So there's not a lot to go for. You got 2 things, and being in that we're doing that, it makes every title very special. So we took our tag titles and gave them really good storylines, really good teams. We got the main event, probably one of the best tag teams come out of Pittsburgh in a very long time. You know, we have System Elite, another really good tag team that's been together forever. Military Intelligence, 2 of my students, Drake Braddock and Lewis the Nerd, who's very popular, are just killing it right now. Keith Hott and Regina Badger.
Okay.
I mean, we have a really solid tag division, and I'm very happy about that.
So what's the big angle right now in the tag division?
We're just starting to heat up. You have to come to Rise and check that out.
Hey, that's with the Y now.
That's with the Y.
RiseWrestling.com, right?
Yep.
I didn't want to plug it wrong.
No, you plug it.
All right. So, you got the tag team. You got a lot of young talent. What's next for Rise Wrestling, your school? Any bigger plans on the way? We talked earlier. You talked about having a 5-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about how you're in the middle of the 5-year plan.
Yep.
Rise Wrestling, 3 years old now?
Yeah, getting there. For the end of this year.
So, do you have your eye on the past the 5 years, or are you still focused mainly on the 5 years?
We're more focused in on the 5 years right now. We'll make a new 5-year plan when the time comes. And we're doing good. We're doing right where I thought we should be at this point. Our next goal is obviously more shows.
Right.
Yeah, not in this venue. We need to expand out.
Road shows.
Road shows. And I don't want to be a promotion that sits in one building. And that's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking bad about anyone. It sits in one building, and that's where they work every month. And that's fine. But I want to get us our name out. I want to grow as a brand.
Right.
And to do that, we're going to need to have shows every couple of weeks. One maybe at our main place here at the Stronghold, and one somewhere else. So we can keep getting our name around the circle that we're going to put around the area, you know? And then we'll just hopefully we keep expanding that circle.
Do you think you'll ever get to the point where you might have an IPPV?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're already actually talking about things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't talk about too much, but there's
Right.
things on the table that are coming up that are going to be exciting changes for us.
Rock on.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and have a little bit of fun here. I'm going to start naming some workers and making a new segment called Trash Talk.
Trash talk.
So
I don't have
basically,
to talk trash about anyway, do I?
you might. You might have to.
Oh, you know me.
I know. You might have to put your heel hat on. Or your heel bandana.
Yeah.
I mean, or wearing a black one.
That's true.
All right. So the way the game works is I name a worker from either your past or your present, somebody who was involved in wrestling with you at some point. Doesn't have to be local. It could be somebody from WWE, TNA, ROH, wherever.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me if they are in real life, mind you,
In real life.
a heel or a babyface.
Come on.
And you're going to kind of explain why you feel that way.
I don't really hate anyone. You're going to have a boring segment.
My goal is to find somebody that this man does not like. Alright. So, game on. Are you ready to play?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, one of the guys who was instrumental in helping Pittsburgh wrestling heat up back in the late 90s and early 2000s, both in PWX and starting his own promotion, IWC,
Oh.
Notorious Norm Connors.
Yeah. Baby, all day for me. I mean, you say what you want about Norm, and I've heard people. He's a promoter, and there's always people that don't like the promoter. They always blame him for everything that goes wrong in their life. Norm was always good to me. He always ran super solid shows. He always paid me when what he said he was going to pay me. He put me in matches that challenged me. He put me in with good talent like Christopher Daniels and Blue Meanie and guys that were making names at the time. Norm's a baby. Like, he's always been super great to me.
Okay. So you give him a thumbs up.
Thumbs up from Norm.
Give him a thumbs up. What are you waiting for? All right. Now, we'll talk about the guy that you worked your first WWE dark match with. I know you couldn't really communicate because you didn't speak a lot of English, if any.
Yeah.
But what about S.A. Rio?
Baby. Like I said, I didn't talk to him a lot because we couldn't really talk. But in the ring, he could have took liberties. He could have just destroyed me in 5 minutes, and he didn't. He took care of me during the whole match. It was an equal match all the way through. He gave me. He wanted me to have offense. He didn't want to squash me, and he didn't have to do that. So just based on the limited knowledge of that, and after the match, he was super happy, hugs and shit all around.
And then you guys changed conditioner recipes and stuff like that because you both had really, really, really.
He was asking my opinion because it was obvious who had better hair at the time.
All right, let's go with the other part of that match, Lita. I know you told me Lita seemed cranky. He didn't like being the interpreter. I know that you told me that afterwards you got hugged and all that.
Yeah.
But overall, from what you experienced with her, what do you think?
I'm gonna still say baby. Like, she maybe had a bad day. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her life at that moment. But by the end, she was super happy. Super. We hugged and we talked about the match for a while. She was super good afterwards.
Okay.
And I don't like to judge people on maybe what could have been a bad moment in their day or a bad moment in their life at that point.
You're a good man for that.
Nah.
How about letting a little bit of the heel come out now? All right. So here's a guy that helped train you, helped you get you into the business. A good friend of yours and mine inside and outside the ring. The former bodyguard for hire.
Quinn.
Now the guy who runs Fighting Society.
Yeah.
Quinn Magnum.
Yeah, baby all day. Quinn's one of my best friends in wrestling. We've known each other for, I don't know, 20-some years. We vaguely knew each other in high school, but we really bonded. He got me into this. Like, he got me into wrestling, and for that I'll be forever grateful for him,
Now, how awkward was Quinn in high school?
I don't remember. I know, my memory's terrible. But
I'm trying to pull something out of you.
I don't remember him being awkward. He's just a big guy,
So you're saying that he was pretty awkward. Wink, wink.
I can't commit to that.
All right. Fair enough. I will find somebody, I promise. I promise you it won't be all puppies and rainbows. Kurt Angle.
Baby. I mean, I could see a lot of people probably meeting Kurt and saying the opposite of that, but Kurt's just a really intense dude who has a super amount of confidence in his abilities. And he should, because he works really hard to be that way, The guy was a machine when we were working out. He never quit, never stopped. It was always go, 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 No matter how tired and sweaty we were, if we couldn't move, we were just talking wrestling. Like, he was just all about working,
Mm-hmm.
And I respected that about him.
He put that mentality in you early.
Yeah, he kept me moving. And there's times I'm like, man, I'm tired. He'd be like, no, too bad, let's go.
That reminds me, real quick, we'll pause the game, about you having your tryout with PWX. And you can continuously running the ropes back and forth.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It was the first day of training, and Quinn got me into in the academy, or I don't know what it was called back then, but he was like, he kind of pre-gamed me at his house before it was my first day, and he was like, just don't quit. All you got to do is not quit, and you'll be fine. And when I walk in there, everyone's huge. I'm this little 170-pound dude, right? And I'm like, all right, this is going to suck. And they taught me to run the ropes. Paul's just like, run the ropes. He showed me how, and he's like, go. And I thought he said, stop don't quit until I tell you, Because Quinn was pounding that in my head.
All you heard was the word quit.
That's it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And I just ran, and I ran, and I ran. And, the story, whoever you ask will tell you something different. But I'll tell you, it's probably like 45 minutes. I was just running straight. My back was bleeding, because them ropes bite you when you're not used to them. I remember slowing down, and somebody make a comment, oh, he's finally slowing down, and I'd speed back up. And I remember singing in my head, trying to, just focus on not stopping. And I went for, like, whatever amount, and I was just soaked in blood in my back, sweat everywhere else. And I think it was Crusher Hits to come up and goes, hey, you about done? Because we kind of want to work out. I'm like, and I stopped for that moment. I looked at Paul and I said, he didn't say I could quit. And Paul said, I said, quit when you're tired. I was like, son of a bitch. And I remember just falling over and rolling out of the ring, and I was done.
Now, if anybody, obviously, if you never learned to run the rope for either very hard cable or it's going to be very tight bull rope.
Yeah, it was the bull rope, and the bull rope would bite you more.
And let me tell you, when I first learned to run the rope, I was black and blue from my armpit down to my hip. And that was only about 20 minutes of running the rope. I couldn't imagine what you looked like after almost an hour.
Yeah, the back of my shirt was just covered in blood. I was busted. And the next day I was black and everything on the back. And then that was a Tuesday. And then the next Thursday I had to do it again. There was no mercy back then.
Heart. The man got heart.
And there's some
Or anything too,
stupid. I got a lot of stupidity.
Back to the game. All right. So what about Big Show? I think we found one.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Long time ago, but like he was just never. He was just always a dickhead.
What happened?
Nothing. No, he was just always super arrogant and super like just my shit don't stink.
So you met him in the back in the locker room
Uh-huh.
during the dark match? Or
Yeah, just dark match or whatever. Just if we were back or on standby or whatever. You know, anytime we were back there.
So he literally looked down on you and figuratively as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically he thought that, you're a greenhorn rookie, you didn't deserve to be there, you're...
Maybe.
Blah, blah,
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know. I didn't want to talk to him enough to find out why he was the way he was. You know.
Fair
But
enough.
Maybe he's changed though. I'm going to heal him because I don't know that. But from what I know of him, he was not a nice guy.
What about Bradshaw? I heard, did you get to meet Bradshaw?
Yeah, he was cool. He was real. You know, like kind of what you see is what you get with him on TV. Like he's real abrupt and.
Would you consider him a heel or babyface with the locker room?
Oh, I have baby. I think he likes to have fun and screw around. Like there was him and Blackman. Remember Steve Blackman? They had a prop gun and he's like, point that at me. And Bradshaw pointed at him and Blackman went like that and took it off of him and pointed at him. And Bradshaw was like, oh, okay. He grabbed it back. He's try it now. And he stepped back like 10 feet. That shit ain't gonna work now. He was like a clown. Like he just liked to screw around.
I never met the man, but he had some people talking crap about him, but yet he had people like you who think he's a great guy.
You know, he's a guy that could rub you the wrong way probably. He's just a big alpha male. Like, you know, I've always been around him type of guy, so like, I dug him. I thought he was funny as hell, you know.
I had the same feeling about Paul Atlas. When I first met Paul, he intimidated me.
Oh, Paul still intimidates people.
He still does. But talking to Paul and getting to know him, he has a great mind for the business.
Yeah, Paul's the best.
And he really cares about you getting better.
Yeah, Paul's. Is he on the list?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, Paul Atlas.
Baby. You know, he's my trainer, and like I would say anything bad about him if I wanted to, but
Because he would kick your ass.
he would kill me. You know, just Paul, man. You know, people say, "Oh, Brandon, you know, you were a high flyer or that," and they liked my matches. They didn't understand. I think you know why they liked my matches because I had really good rhythm and psychology. It wasn't the moves, and I didn't do anything that special. But Paul taught me that. Paul always hammered in how the flow of psychology to me. And if that's the only thing he taught me, it was enough to make me successful, which he taught me a lot.
Okay.
But Paul is such a good mind for the business. To this day, he's the one guy. If he says something to me, even my mind's set the other way. If he says something to me, I'll be like, let me think about that. You know? And he might be right. You know? Like he's smart. He knows.
Nothing a lot but respect for Paul Atlas.
And he's like, you know what you get with him. He doesn't hide anything. Like
No.
if your match sucked, he would tell, hey, that match sucked.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's telling you it's good. It wasn't.
Right.
You know? Like he just. But I like that. Like cause when he told me it was good, I knew he wasn't bullshitting me. Like I knew he was honest. I love that. I love Paul. He's a good guy.
What about some TNA guys? Now you talked about Kurt Hennig.
Mm-hmm.
What about Kurt?
Kurt Hennig? He was my agent for a match. On the time I met him, he was cool. You know.
Seemed okay?
Yeah, he was. He seemed a little distracted, but you know, he got a greenhorn dark match he's Asian, so I'm sure he wasn't. His heart wasn't.
You weren't his top priority.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't high on his list of shit to do that day. But I loved Mr. Perfect growing up. He was like one of the wrestlers I really liked, and maybe I can only one time in my life, maybe that was it, where I was kind of like not starstruck, but like, nah, that's cool, you know.
Right.
That's Mr. Perfect. And he was big. He was much bigger than I thought he was.
He was wide, wasn't he?
Yeah, big, wide, and he had a big old neck and head. I was like, but he was cool. He was very nice. He helped us out when we had questions. He answered them. He never seemed put off by anything. Just busy guy. He had a busy day.
What about Dixie Carter? Did you get to meet her?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not then. I met her, but like it was I think years later. But I couldn't tell you anything about her.
All right. What about?
I don't think was she there.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't think she was there.
Another guy who I have a lot of respect for, and not just because he can whoop my ass, is a guy who's going through some stuff right now, health-wise, head drinker Samu.
Oh, baby, all day. I love him. He's one of the best genuine guys in the business. Sammy took a lot of time with me early in my career, and I was just a greenhorn, and he sat down, boy, he just helped me out so much, talking like what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad, what I need to work on, getting me outside my comfort zone on my box, because he knew that's where I'd grow. Sammy pushed me to do stuff that like I didn't think I could do, and
right.
He pushed me through it and got me there, and I love Sam. He's a good guy.
The first time I met Samu, I was starstruck because I remember seeing this guy at WrestleMania 9 taking on the Steiner brothers in a tag team match, and now I got this behemoth of a Samoan in front of me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to expect.
Great guy, though, right?
Great guy.
Yeah, I never seen him. I can tell you a cool story about him. And he used to like to choke people out. I thought it was funny as hell. And Sterling was, I don't know what Sterling was. Well,
now for Sterling King Keenan, a.k.a. Corey Graves.
Corey Graves, yeah. He was, they were shooting pool. We always go to Niagara's afterwards, blow off steam after shows and get drunk. And I don't know how Matt got in, or Corey got in there, because he was underage, but he got in, and
shame on you, Corey.
I can't remember if he was just joking with Sammy or whatever, and he didn't believe Sammy could knock him out that quick, but he did.
Oh yeah.
he grabbed him, and was like maybe 2 seconds.
Sammy get back to me at Niagara.
He thought it was funny. He did.
I worked a 9-hour shift doing my 9 to 5. I worked a PWX show afterward. We went to Niagara afterward. It had to have been a 16-hour day by the time I was drinking with Samu. And he came up to me while I was shooting pool.
Yeah.
Put a big arm around me. He said, "How you doing, brother?" I'm like, "I'm good, Sammy." Next thing I know, I wake up underneath the pool table.
Yeah, I always kept my eye out, because I never let him behind me. I was like,
And then one more quick Samu story, because you and I were both there for it when he did the weather report.
Yeah.
You wanna talk about the weather report?
It was I think it was New Year's Eve party, right, at Quinn's house.
Yeah.
And I forget why he was doing it, but I looked over and he's chopping the hell out of Cupid, talking about weather fronts and stuff.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So, Samu liked to have a drink from now and then, and he went up to a wrestler, dream lover, Kid Cupid. Kid Cupid, how you doing, buddy? Kid Cupid did not want to have a drink at that time.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, you're right.
And to most people, no big deal. Okay, you don't want to have one, that's fine. To Samu, he's like, "Hey, come here." He's like, "Did you see the weather today?" Cupid's like, "No." Looked at me, he said, "Hey, Trash, did you see the weather today?" I'm like, "No, I don't know what it's going to be. I didn't see it." He's like, "Oh, let me tell you about it." Put Kid Cupid up against the pole. He said, "Up here in the northeast, whack! We have a warm front rolling in. Down here in the southwest, whack! We have a cold front coming in."
His chops suck, dude. They're brutal.
Now, he could have really, hurt Cupid. Like, the man was a beast, but he took care of him, even with ribbing him.
Yeah.
And that was the funniest thing I've seen that night. I almost spit beer out of my nose. But love Sammy. And love Cupid, by the way. Cupid, you're the man. Let's go ahead and move on here. What about Dan the Beast Severn, former NWA world champion and former MMA champion?
Well, I don't know. I can't even say baby or heel. I didn't really talk to Dan that much when he visited Pittsburgh a bunch of times back, and I don't remember when. We were still in
like mid-90s?
Yeah, maybe later, because I don't start till 98, so
okay.
It was later than that. I didn't talk to him that much, I try not to get my ass kicked by him, but because his voice made me laugh.
Go ahead, do your impression.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Just the first time, me and Bigger sitting there, we're getting dressed, he comes up.
So you be Dan Severn, and I'll be introducing myself.
I can't.
All right, ready? Hey Dan, White Trash Hero here. How you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing? It was just a screwed up voice. And when he did it, I was like, oh, don't laugh, he'll kill you. He will smoke you so hard. And I was just like,
Cause he had the Mike Tyson syndrome.
kind of, yeah. It was funny. It's just, he's a big guy, and, you know, he had the reputation that he'd just rip you up.
I met Dan before many times, you know, when he came in, and, you know, I didn't have, like, a long conversation with him, but he seemed cool.
Yeah, he seemed really cool. I just didn't have enough conversation with him to, I'll baby him, because he was nice and polite and respectful to everyone. You know?
Right. Well, let's move on to the BWO. We're doing one at a time here.
BWO.
What about the Blue Meanie?
Pop, yeah. I tagged with Blue Meanie a few times. Once in IWC, I think, against, remember the Backseat Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. But Blue Meanie was cool.
Somebody else.
Yeah. He passed away, I think, didn't he?
I think.
Yeah.
One of them gig was insane.
Yeah, they were both really good. Meanie was cool because he liked to have fun. You know, he didn't like to go over a lot of the match, and he just liked to screw around out there and try to make you laugh. And he was cool. You know, I liked him a lot.
Did you get to do the Meanie dance with him?
Yeah. I don't know why it made me laugh so hard, but I didn't watch a lot of wrestling, right? So he was like, after the end of the match, he was like, do my dance. And I'm like, I didn't know what that was. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I was like, show me. I was trying to play along, and he was just, I don't know why they laughed. He had a stupid look on his face. He went, and he started shaking. And I was like, oh, I can do that. It's so stupid, but like it was just the look on his face. It was funny.
Meanie was cool.
It was funny.
I know, just talking to him, we were laughing and, you know, being too big guy, you know, he's like, you know, don't worry about it and have fun with it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, he was always super laid back.
What about Stevie Richards?
You know, I can't pauper baby. I never really did much with Stevie, if anything. I met him at PWX, but never worked him or anything. I never was ever in a ring. You know, just respectful, hi, how you doing kind of stuff. So I can't really give you an honest opinion on him, you know?
Right. Fair enough. Go heel, right?
No, I can't do that.
What about Nova? I know you worked Nova.
Yeah. See, Nova's a guy like Kurt. Like, he's very, like, hardworking and very confident. And sometimes he would rub a lot of people the wrong way. But I love Nova for that reason. You know, we worked a lot up for a while when we had the same agent for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a liking to me up when we worked at Eastland, Turner's.
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 Yeah, Turner's. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a real simple match. It was really good, clean, and safe. And after that, we just started wrestling everywhere, and our matches progressively got more intricate and stuff. And then we started doing tags with me and Sigler and him and Kazarian. And they were fun. Like, it was just a great time. Like, he was always super honest, too, you know.
So you would give him a...
I'll give him a baby, yeah. But, like, you know, he could be a serious dude, you know.
Now, do you remember the locker room in Turner's? Remember the Duck Bing bowling?
I do remember bowling.
They had the Duck Bing bowling lane, and
Yeah.
the locker room, that's where we got dressed at.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. I remember the lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we would be playing bowling while we were getting dressed.
Did we? Probably. Sounds about right.
There wouldn't be involved.
Well, yeah, my brain never, it just don't work anymore.
Well,
it's hard to remember certain things.
you have so much going on with your career and so many hits to the head. You're like me. My short-term memory is gone. I have to write everything down.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why we have these interviews.
Price to pay.
And man, we'll do one more here. I wasn't going to go with the big man, but talking to you earlier, you have a really good, cool story about Shane McMahon. So how about Shane McMahon?
Oh, yeah, baby. Shane was cool. So, you know, wrestlers have this handshake. It's an old school kind of thing that's a sign that you're one of the boys, you know, and it's real stupid. It's just like,
Yeah, very light, very gentle, nothing to it.
Yeah, toughest guys you know,
Yeah.
shaking hands like that. But I went up to Shane, you know, he was like, hey, how you guys doing? Glad you make it in. Whatever, you know, pleasantries. And I went to shake his hand, and I did that little thing, and he's like, no, you shake my hand like a man. Don't ever, you know. And I was like, from that on, I never did that little handshake again. I guess Shane said it's all right. You know, he's like,
Hey, when a McMahon tells you to do something,
Yep.
you know, that you do it.
I was so happy he did that because I was like, thank God, I hate that stupid handshake. Yeah.
But, yeah, that handshake was something, though. But, so, I mean,
Some
pretty
guys,
much,
a lot of guys still do it.
yeah, I know I kept myself doing it when I come into the locker rooms and
It's
stuff.
old habits, you know.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, I don't teach my students that. I teach them about it, but I tell them the Shane story so they can take it for what they will. But I do teach them. You shake everybody's hand. You know? You just don't have to do it like a pansy.
So you could go up and give them a hug.
Yeah, I'm a hugger. Watch me greet people. I hug 90% of them. Unless someone looks like they don't want hugged. I'm like, all right, we ain't gonna hug. You don't get a hug.
I even call you Hug the State Athletic Commissioner.
Probably. Probably kissing his butt. That's good.
So we're gonna be wrapping it up here, but let's kind of tail back to the PWX days. There was a match that you and I were involved with. It was a War Games match. And let me get my notes here to make sure it's right. It was you, Homicide, who was
Big.
Yeah, Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Big. Homicide. He had more nicknames than Muhammad Ali.
What a beast.
Great guy, by the way. Big.
Fantastic wrestler, man.
Fantastic wrestler, great heart, great mind for the business, but you've been ducking me for 20 years. And you know why, too. We won't go into that. Me, and then you also had Maxim.
Maxim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking on Crusher Hansen,
All right.
Powerhouse Hughes,
All right, that's a big boy.
Mag Mike,
Another big boy.
and Quinn Mag.
Another big boy. Jesus.
So it was a war game.
We got smoked. We did War Games?
We did war games.
We just did it the other day, and I was like, this is the first time I ever did this. I guess I lied.
Your group was called the Commissioner's Office,
Okay.
because you were the Commissioner. of
That's
PWX
when I did a hill run.
Yes.
Okay.
And Big was your right-hand man, and
Yeah.
me and Maxim were your lackeys.
Okay.
And it was to get control of PWX, I think, maybe. Because
Okay.
you've been, messing with the baby faces, and
Yeah.
enough is enough. They want to end it, and hence
Get-
war games.
Let's get him hell.
But we won.
What? Did we really?
We did. Now, as part of the match,
I must have some pullback, yeah.
as part of the match, and when you were the commissioner,
Uh-huh.
and part of your group, and me and Maxim taking most of the beatings.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry, buddy.
No problem. I mean, no, that's fine. But my question is, I have yet to get my payday for that yet. So, like, commish, where's my pay?
It's a commissioner, not CEO. You have to get CEO to get you your pay.
He's always trying to get out of the cab. All right, so with that being said, we're going to wrap things up here.
All right.
I want to thank you for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Little backstory. We tried to do this twice for technical reasons. It didn't work. Hopefully it will work this time.
Yeah.
But anything you want to close out with, anything you want to plug with, it could be Rise Wrestling, it could be your YouTube pop channel, whatever you want. The floor is yours.
I'm going to pop some stuff here. Or pop some stuff, huh? Culture pop. If you haven't check us out at Rise Wrestling. We already said it once, but RiseWrestling.com. We have two shows this weekend. We have a cancer show, and that's put together by the Tressler Brothers. And it's a great event we do every year, or they do every year. We just kind of host the venue. I don't want to take credit. They do the work. And that's this Friday, August 16th. August 17th, we're on our road show down in Springdale, PA. So if you've got some free time, come down and check us out in Springdale.
And where's that going to be at?
It's the Springdale Veterans Association.
Okay.
And you can go to our social media sites at Rise Wrestling, and you can find out more details about the card and everything on that.
Okay.
We do have a podcast. It's just me, my wife, and my son. It's like a family podcast. Has nothing to do with wrestling.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
You don't hit one another with steel cans when you disagree, or you gig one another.
No, it just it's called Culture Pop, and it's a nerd podcast. We love video games, we love movies, we talk about them a lot, and we decided just to do a podcast and have fun as a family, and we argue all the time. It's great entertainment.
What was the last show about?
Red Sea Diving Resort was our main movie review.
Okay.
And then we always do news, and we do a segment called Pop or Bust, where we'll tell you something we played or watched during the week, and we tell you if we pop it, we recommend it. If we bust it, we're saving you money.
Kind of like Hill Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we're very similar.
Okay. Rock on. I didn't steal it from you.
No, that's all right. But if you want to check it out, it's on all your iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever. Tune in if you have an Alexa. You can just say play Culture Pop, and it'll come up now. We just got that working. And that's it. Find us at social media at CPOP Universe. The letter C, P-O-P Universe. And it's just a good time.
So if you like video games, if you like movies, if you like pop, check them out.
Yeah. We're on YouTube, too, and we'll be getting back on Twitch pretty soon.
All right, rock on. So this is Brandon K, the White Trash Hero. Follow me on Twitter at Talk Trash Radio. Follow me on Instagram at Talking Trash Radio. You can check me out directly by going to www.talkingtrashradio. Again, it's been an honor for me to come to you. Without you guys, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing. We're building up slowly but surely. Please, if you like what we do here, like, share, and subscribe, not only to my gimmick, but also to Rise and Culture Pop. White Trash Hero, over and out. Peace.